Hello, my favorite pottery people. I'm Sarah, and we are in the studio today, so you know what that means. We're gonna get dirty. So you've asked me, and I've heard. So I'm going to share with you how I make my salad servers. This is a fun expression, and I'm still struggling with firing. I'm not gonna lie, it's still been an issue for me. I appreciate all of your feedback. I will persevere, but I'm gonna make a few of those, and also my other spoons that are a big hit at markets and they're fun. So I'll be making some of those, and I thought, why not share with you? Anywho, let's get to creating. One is going to be extruded with my handheld extruder. And that's going to be for my salad servers. We also need a slab for it. So there's two parts with that one. And then this is made with a slab. All right, I'm going to be using today Tucker's Mid Smooth Spec. So the supply list, you're going to need clay, you're going to need your cutoff wire, an extruder. If you don't have one, you can roll things out by hand. These are just old socks with a styrofoam ball inside. You're going to need two cookie cutters. I've got one at 2.5 inches and one 3.5 inches. Flatten out my slab with my roller, and I'm going to make this a little bit more closely resembling a cylinder that will fit inside of my extruder. Okay, extruder, I need dies. I'm going to be using two different dies. I have the round and I have this guy. So these two are going to be my friend today. So I'll start with the circle die. Screw on my cap, and I'm going to make like 2 sets of the salad servers. So I'm just going to begin hopefully I don't get any poofing. Oh, got a poof. But that's probably at a good length for the poof. I like to pull it or tug this in one go, or extrude it in one go. Try laying it down flat. All right, so we're going to cut these up on the 11-inch right there. Oops, 11-inch. So these are going to be the actual handle, and this is where you get to have a little creative freedom with this. You know, you can do kind of what you want. So I need to do another one because I'm going to extrude out of this guy. Tendrils need to be wrapped in plastic because they dry incredibly fast. Separate them now so they don't like really stick together. Just carefully pull them up, and I will lay them down individually. I'm going to start with these, I think. So I'll pull these one out, and I'll pull another 2. Okay. All right, so this one I'm going to, oops, I was pressing my belly on that. Oops. Okay, well, we're going to go with it. We'll go with more of a, maybe just pinch them every once in a while. So now this will be its its sister. I need to roll out some clay, a slab of clay. You can use a rolling pin, you can use a slab roller. That's what I'm going to be doing today. My Bailey's Mini Mite slab roller tabletop. Love this little guy. I would love a full floor version, absolutely. So I could throw, roll out bigger slabs, but that will come. It will come. So what you do with this is you add these different boards. They're a 1/4 inch. It comes with 2 1/4 inch and 2 1/8 of an inch. That was a 1/8, I should say. So right now I've got basically a 1/2 an inch. So I have 1 1/4 and 2 1/8, and that just keeps closing the gap, and then your clay gets thinner and thinner. So it's a great little tool to have in your studio. If you don't have a big one, they're still pricey. I was lucky. I got this off of Facebook Marketplace, and I just had to drive a little distance to get it, but it was well worth it because it was considerably less than the cost of this brand new. I think in Canada, brand new, this is around $800, and I got it for $175. So keep your eye out, Facebook Marketplace. Always got some good stuff. You never know, right? I wasn't necessarily looking for a slab roller, but I had to jump when the opportunity presented itself. It's probably, that would be an 1/8 of an inch thick. I'm going to compress it, the rib. This is, again, it's speckled clay. This is Tucker's speckled clay. So it'll give a little interest when it plays with the glaze. Just going to release, I'm going to roll it over. Compress the back. This is, it smells good, but it's cornstarch. So I'll just sprinkle it on. Sorry about that, my camera stopped recording, so I don't know how much that got. So anyways, I used my 3.5 inch. I cut out my 4 for my salad servers, and then I cut 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 for my spoons. I'm going to save this clay for later. I have to roll out a slightly thicker slab for these guys, but I'm going to work on the salad servers first. I'm going to begin impressing that rounded shape, and having it on top of this is going to help it to dry out. The sock is going to absorb. It may transfer a little bit of texture, but that's okay. I'm going to get another one here. I'm using the side that already has the cornstarch on it. Make my life easier. Now we're going to cut out our little tong, and I've been thinking about trying a different shape. Just doing the straight line. I'm going to try that, just something different, the straight line in the middle. So I'm just going to go like this, over, and straight down. What I need to do is I'm going to attach this to the back, and I need to remove some of this clay. I'm just going to dissect kind of half there, going down approximately, I don't know, what is that? Was that a bit over 1 inch? And that's going to fit in nicely there, so it's going to line up really well. So let me just, I want to score the back. I'm going to score, stick it on here so it's not going to fall again. I'm going to score this end here. Add a little bit of slip or water, or you can use vinegar. vinegar. Water will be fine for this because this clay, like I said, is fresh out of the bag and is very, very soft. I'm just going to join these together and begin pressing it in. I like to blend it out. See all that? As much as I can. I can finesse it later. And then this side, what I'm going to do is use some of these little coils, the broken ones. I told you we're going to be able to use them. Add a little bit of water, just fill in any gap you might have. Just using my fingers to make it a nice seamless blend. That seamless blend in here. I'm going to take this guy, the one that I squeezed together. I'm just going to begin wrapping it around. Little squeezes. There's a lot of like lifting, and you can decide how much you want it to, you know, how many times you want it wrapped around. And then what's left over, I begin wrapping it on the very bottom. Glaze looks really pretty on that. And I break it off. Just make sure it's well, it's, you know, it's kind of attached to the clay. Like so. Get water all inside there so that it's going to really adhere. I'm using these brushes. I got these on Amazon. They're like watercolor brushes. Any products that I have that I see, I'll link them in the description for sure for you. But yeah, I got these on Amazon a while back. I love them for so many things, attaching handles. I use them as a tool for so many other things as well. So good brushes will make your life so much better. And then I will, in a little while, stamp the foot here with my maker's mark. And then I'm going to rest it back on here to set up. I'm getting ready for my holiday markets. I'm getting ready to update my storefronts. I'm getting ready to update my website. The list goes on and on and on. I have taken on teaching as well, so I'm teaching pottery now. Sometimes I feel like maybe I've bitten off more than I can chew, but I'm just gonna have to figure it out. But with that said, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. And if you didn't know, Skillshare is the largest online learning community designed by creatives for creatives, with thousands of classes and amazing, passionate people who want to share their tools, their techniques, and their experience. Skillshare classes use a learn by doing approach. So hands-on, that's what I need. And some of the classes that I'm exploring are really going to help me with my pottery business, such as productivity, marketing and social media, filming and editing, photography, design, illustration, and so much more. When you join the Skillshare community, you're asked to share a little about your interests, and then you immediately receive recommendations to help you achieve your goals. You get to learn at your own pace, whether you're a beginner or advanced. There are classes for you. The first class I joined is with Ali Abdal, who is a productivity expert. His masterclass, Maximizing Your Productivity and Organization, is giving me the tools so that I can create a map of my day so I know exactly what I need to be doing any given time. So Skillshare's learning paths make it easy for you to level up your skills, as they are a lineup of classes that sort of build on one another in order to help you achieve your learning goals. First 500 people to use the link in my description box below will receive a free 1-month trial of Skillshare, so don't miss out. Thanks so much, Skillshare. Now back to the spoons. I think they've had a little time to dry. Now I'm going to create a slab that is thicker than the one I just used, because this is going to be the handle. So this is called a slab mat, and it's made of, I don't know, some sort of synthetic fiber, and it's quite nice because it doesn't leave the texture on your clay that the canvas does. But I still use the canvas because I find that the slab mat gets moist real fast and it does stick. So for the handles on the spoons, I'm rolling out this slab of clay to approximately 1/2 inch thick. I think that'll be robust enough for what I'm going to be doing with it. And of course, whenever you use or roll out a slab of clay, you want to be using a rib just to help smooth it out. It also helps to compress the clay a little bit more and gives a nice finish. Now I switch out, I'm using here the red rib in the number 0. So these are mud tool ribs in the 0 size and shape. And I found it was leaving a little too much texture. So I switch out and I take it to use my yellow rib in the number 3. And if you didn't know, Mud Tools has a range of ribs in various colors. The different colors signify the actual rigidity of the rib. So they go from red, yellow, green, and blue. So it's not just about the color, they actually have a different flexibility to them. So what I've been doing in the background is just basically mapping out my clay. I am measuring out 5.5 inches long, and they're going to be 3/4 of an inch wide at this stage. So that will allow for the handle, and once I manipulate it, to shrink down to the size that I would like it. So what I'm doing here is just beginning to pinch out where the bowl of the spoon is going to be, and pinching right where they're going to connect to make it a little thicker, as well as creating a bit of a taper so it comes in and flares out towards the end of the handle. So you can, customize and create the shape that you like, but this is kind of the shape that I enjoy doing, and they're, like I said, they're very popular. They're just because they're cute, quirky, rustic looking spoon. And take another one. I'm using my serrated mud tool rib in order to really help score the clay so that they really become one. And again, I was saying how soft this clay is, so I'm just using some water and a good firm pressing down, and then I will smooth the two components together. As you can see, these spoons do require a fair bit of finessing. So there's a lot of, you got to flip it over, really blend those two components together. By having that overlay, it's making it a little thicker where the bowl is actually going to be. But at first, I kind of leave them flat. I let them marry at this stage. The two clay bodies really connect with one another, and then I will begin forming the bowl. I'm using my diamond core sponge. Gotta love this. I recently picked it up at the Great White North Pottery in Sudbury, and I love this sponge. Okay, it was pricey and whatnot, but wow, I use it when I throw, and it's a really wonderful sponge. Anywho, I know you guys ask where I get things, so I try to share when and where I get them. And I know this is a global community, so not everything is available or stores are available to everyone. But Diamond Core, I know you can order direct from them, or just look at your pottery supplies stores closest to you. All right, so my salad servers, I'm going to try moving these over. They've had a few minutes to kind of begin to firm up. They're not firm yet. These are the ones I had pinched. I'm going to pinch them a little bit more, make sure they're attached to the handle, like so. I might take them off that now, I think. Roll it over. Begin smoothing, getting rid of some of that sock texture. The bowl has begun to dry. The handle is still pretty darn wet, and that joint doesn't look very good. I'm going to add a little bit more clay right in there. So if you get that, if you do get a little joint that isn't cooperating, So right here it's looking a little weak. I'm just going to coil up a piece. Again, this clay is so wet that, you know, and I am moving it around a fair bit. So I'm just going to begin bringing that in and just try to strengthen it up. This will be all glazed, so it will fill in any craziness here, but I just want to get that nice and strong. I usually glaze down at least about down to here on the handle, and then I glaze the end. So what I'm going to do is flip that over, and so I use wine little corks all the time. I save them and I use them when drying my mugs. It's just a great way to support my pieces. So just like so. So as you know, clay bodies need to be of the same moisture level when you're joining them together so that they don't crack. So what I've decided, because the bowl of this spoon began to dry, I am adding some water to the bowl, as well as it will smooth out the rim. Where those little coils are, I'm adding a bit of moisture, making sure they're properly attached, as well as that they are moist. And then they will be wrapped overnight in plastic so that everything will homogenize and become one moisture. You really want to make sure that these dry nice and slow. So as you can see, these are definitely a labor of love. These are not a one and done. They take a little bit of finessing until you get them just right, but they're so worth it. They are going to make such a statement on any dinner table. They'll be a conversation piece. Just pressing it, squishing it till it feels even. It's almost like making a pinch pot, really. I just am feeling the wall and trying to make sure it's not thin in one area and thick in another, so I don't want cracking. And that handle looks a little long, so I'm going to cut a little bit of that off. If it's too long, then it's really hard to fire as well. So I want them all to be roughly the same look and feel. So my camera wasn't on when I did the final finessing of these pieces, but all of the spoons and the salad servers have rested overnight and have firmed up. They're now leather hard, and I ended up rolling in this fun detail into the handle with my new MKM roller, which is
I don't know, I think it's a really pretty detail, and I'm hoping the glaze will pool in there very nicely. But yeah, they're going to now rest up again for a couple of days under plastic until they are completely dry, and then they will go in for their bisque fire. And a glazing video is going to have to come later, so you're going to have to stay tuned. But this is what they all look like.
So there you go. That's how I make them. Simple, easy peasy, and fun. So I hope you add them to your lineup. And if you do, let me know. I love hearing from you. And don't be shy. Let me know what part of the world you're in. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It's free, and it really does help the algorithm move it forward. I appreciate your comments, and don't be shy. Get in on the conversation, because I'm telling you, the other potters that are here in this community, they share. It is so nice, and thank you. If you've already subscribed, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. You're helping me move and get to my goal. I'm shooting for 10,000. I'm on my way. So if you haven't subscribed, by all means, please do. It's free. It doesn't cost a cent. It is just literally clicking the button. And when you subscribe, be sure to hit that notification bell so that you know when I do a live or when I upload a video. Sometimes I do it very last minute. And be sure to follow me on Instagram as well, because you'll be able to, I always post a story when I'm going to be putting a video out, so that you will know and you'll be the first to see it. So until next time.
If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more like it, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free. Come on now. Who doesn't like free? And don't forget to like it. It means the world to me. And while you're at it, don't be shy. Leave a comment. I love hearing from you. Thanks for watching.